So I wanted to go ahead and show you this beautiful, beautiful watch that I received from the brand Movement. This beautiful black packaging. I'm so excited because I've really been into watches lately. And they sent me over this beautiful gold watch. I absolutely love this watch so much. It's perfect, it's feminine, it's dainty, it's very, very high quality, and it looks gorgeous. I wore this watch one time out and I got so many compliments. I'm going to leave all the information in the description box, so if you are interested in getting your own watch, you can do so. But look at this watch, you guys. It is beautifully packaged. It had wrapping around it for protection. It shines so bright. This is definitely going to get you a lot of compliments, and watches are really popular, you guys. I have a couple of watches, but they're starting to get addictive. Like, once you get one and you start getting compliments, you're going to want more and more and more. But it looks so, so beautiful on the arm, and I absolutely love it. So I want to thank Movement for sending me this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful watch. I absolutely love it. Hello my mermaids, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a full glam, full beat, you guys. This look came out really, really good. What inspired me to do this look is the weather change. Spring is on its way here. You guys, this is something that I bought for Jamaica. This is a cover up, and when I put it on, I couldn't believe how beautiful I looked in orange, and this is the only orange that I own. So this spring, this summer, I'm gonna be wearing a lot of orange because I just feel like it just complements my skin. It complements my skin tone so well. I feel beautiful, I feel confident wearing orange, and I love it. I've never worn orange before, as far as I can remember. Maybe like in my childhood or whatever, but orange like this, no, I've never worn orange. So the look was inspired by the orange. The look was inspired by the temperature change, the weather. So I'm so excited to give you guys this look. So we start out with our perfume before we do anything. I'm going in with this Kylie Jenner Lips perfume. I don't know the specific name of it, but it smells really good. I just want to use it to get to finish the bottle. Next, I'm going in with my primer. This is my MAC Studio Fix primer. This is their newest primer actually, and I actually love it. It is shine control. It makes your makeup last all day. It's really, really good. So I'm just applying this all over the face. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and start on my eyebrows. What I do is I take a dry beauty blender and I apply some powder to my eyebrows. This removes any shine. This makes my eyebrows nice and neat. I'm also gonna take my Revolution Precise Brow Pencil, which is my absolute all-time favorite eyebrow pencil, and I'm just gonna go ahead and outline my eyebrows with this. If you guys want a eyebrow tutorial, I do have an older one, but I can film an updated brow tutorial for you just to give you a better understanding of what exactly I'm doing. I like to go ahead and line the bottom portion of my real eyebrows, and then I pretty much draw in my eyebrows doing upward strokes to create hair-like, to mimic hairs basically, and I pretty much draw the eyebrow on like that. If you guys want a detailed tutorial, please let me know. I'll be happy to show you what exactly I'm doing. And I do, if you guys see that smoke in the background, I have a incense burning, a honey incense burning. It smells really, really good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and define my brows and sharpen them up and make them very, very precise. This brush is a necessity when you're doing your eyebrows. I've only been using this brush for about a month now. It's one of my newest brushes. It is a flat foundation brush. You can actually apply your foundation with this brush as well. Get you one of these brushes. Look how defined, how it carves out that brow, and the way the brush is shaped, it clings on to wherever you're trying to outline so beautifully and flawlessly, and it makes your eyebrows come out so clean, so perfect. So this brush is a staple. I don't even know, it's like a flat foundation brush. I'll try to leave a link down below for where you can get it from. The concealer that I'm using is my Loreal Infallible in 390. This is my favorite concealer, drugstore concealer. It's very thick, it's full coverage, and I love it. And I'm just taking that brush, I'm patting the excess concealer on my eyelid because this is also going to act as a primer for the eyeshadow that is going to be going on my eyelid. And I'm also going to take the same brush once I finish blending. As you see, I'm blending. I'm going to also take that brush and I'm going to mix my foundation, which is the Born This Way in Chestnet. I'm going to mix that with the same concealer and I'm going to apply that to the top of the brow to make the top of the brow even more precise, to make the full brow just a total knockout. Now, if you don't want to put it on the top, you don't have to, but if you want your eyebrows to pop, definitely do it on the top. Next, I'm just taking another dry beauty blender. This is the same beauty blender that I use on my eyebrows, and I'm just going to blend out the concealer that's in the inner corner just to give me a good blend for when I apply my foundation and my eyeshadow later on. Okay, so I thought I used my foundation. I've been doing my foundation and the concealer lately, so I'm just using here the LA Girl Pro. This is in, I believe, Cool Tan, and I'm gonna apply that to the top. This is actually darker than the concealer that I use for the bottom. And I'm just lining the top. And this is going to make your brows pop. Even if, this is how I look at it, even if you're not someone who's into makeup and you like more natural, and you just say, I don't like makeup. You're one of those people who says, I don't like makeup. Do your eyebrows. Do your eyebrows. Eyebrows literally will change your face. It changes everything. A nice, clean, fresh eyebrow, you don't need to worry about putting any makeup on, because when you do that, it looks so good. It looks like you have makeup on. So that is my advice for my ladies or my gentlemen or whoever's watching, to do your eyebrows. Learn how to do your eyebrows, if not anything else. If you want to open the door to learning how to do makeup, brows will be the first thing I would learn. So I'm just applying that, and now I'm going to go ahead and buff it out, because we definitely don't want any harsh lines. We want to make sure that everything is blended out beautifully and flawlessly. This is another one of my favorite brushes. This is like a flat It reminds me of a kabuki brush. It is a very compact brush. Every brush, all of the hairs are even. They are the same length and they're very compact, very tightly pressed together, and they are cut off like a flat. It's like a flat top head brush. I don't even know what it's called, but it just buffs foundation out. It buffs everything out so beautifully. Foundation, concealer, whatever you're trying to buff out, it works wonders. This is great for applying foundation. This is great for blending. It's just an all-around great brush, and it's one of my favorites right now. So you just blend until you can't see it anymore, or until it is so blended that when you put your foundation on, it's going to be fine. And boom, there you go. You got your eyebrows on. And you could just go out the door just like this. Just set it and you're done. Because even when you blend it so much, you just blended it away. You blended all of that concealer away. So you can go out the door just like this. I would just put like some powder on and I'll be good to go. Next, I'm going to take my all-time favorite, Louise eyeshadow base. People use this for their cut crease. I am going to go ahead and apply this all over the lid, and I'm also patting it on. I'm not swiping it, I'm patting it in because I want it to get into the skin and I want it to set and I want it to stay. So I'm using the same brush that I applied for my concealer on my brows. I'm using the same brush for my lid. This is going to be my base for my eyeshadow. Everything will be linked in the description box. If I miss anything, just check the description box and I got you. Next, I'm going in with one of my Juvias palettes. This is the Nudes palette, I believe. And I'm just going to go ahead and set my eyelid with one of the lighter colors in this palette. And I'm also being careful as I set this lid because I don't want any cracks or creases into my lid. So it's very important how you place the shadow as well. Next, I'm going into with my Juvias palette. This is one of my favorite palettes. It has really beautiful, vibrant colors. I'm going to have that palette linked in the description box because I can't remember if this is like which Warrior palette this is. But I'm taking this really beautiful orange in this palette and I'm going to put that in my crease, but it's also going to go slightly above the crease because I am fanning it out and blending it up. So it's going to be a little bit higher than a normal crease shadow. I'm just applying that and I'm blending that into my crease and I'm taking it out and fanning it out toward the end. Applying it in circular motions helps you get a really good blend. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take this darker brown color in the same palette and I am applying that toward the outer portion of the crease. This is still going into the crease, but it's going in the outer portion right on top of the orange that we placed on the outer crease, on the outer portion of the crease as well. When you're applying your shadows on top of one another, this gives it more depth, this gives it more texture, and it just gives it more pop and pizzazz. They just all blend beautifully together. And you can see here that I'm blending that into the orange, still blending it. I'm blending everything. Blending is your best friend. And I'm going back in with the first brush that we used, and I am keeping the extra that is on this brush, and I'm just blending more. Sometimes when you blend, you lose color, so that's why I go back and forth with each brush. Now that it's to my desire, well, it's almost to my desire. Now this to my desire, I'm going to go ahead and carve out the lid and start working on a cut crease. Using the same brush, defining brush, foundation brush, whatever brush this is, I am carving out the lid for the cut crease using the Louise. And I am still perfecting my cut crease. It's good enough, but I want it to be perfect to my standards. It's not quite there yet, so I have to keep practicing, but definitely practice. Take the brush. Using a brush like this for your cut crease makes it easy as well, because something about this brush, the way that it's tapered, it just works so well when you're trying to carve or define something. So use a brush like this, and you're going to go ahead and apply the product on the brush and apply it to the area that you want to cut the crease out. I don't really know how to explain what I'm doing, you guys, so I just want you guys to just kind of watch. And I'm also creating like a carved out wing on my lid. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take a makeup remover wipe, and I'm going to go ahead and carve out the portion of my eye that might have smudged over, just to define this area. I'm cleaning that up. I want my eye to have a nice clean wing, so I'm defining that and cleaning that up. Next, I'm going in with my Juvias Nude palette, and I'm going to take the lightest color in this palette, and I'm going to go ahead and set the area that I have applied the Louise eyeshadow base to cut my crease. And I'm going to press. I'm pressing it in. I'm not swiping it. It's important to press it, because if you swipe it, you're going to get lines. It's just not going to come out correct, because you're applying something that was wet. You're applying something that you're applying powder to a wet area. So you want to make sure that you press it in so that it doesn't come out with cracks and creases in it, and it just looks a mess if you don't press it in there. So I'm pressing that color all on that lid. Everywhere that I place the Louise cut crease base, I am putting that powder. I'm pressing it in. So this look also creates a lot of different wings. It's about 3 wings gonna be in this look, and it just makes your eyes look long. It makes you look like a goddess. I love this look. I love this look. I'm starting to feel myself. Next, because I'm extra, I want to take some glitter. So I'm gonna take some glitter, and I am going to outline. And also, this glitter is great if you messed up your cut crease. This also will definitely basically disguise any mess ups that you made, because you're going to outline that crease, and it basically fixes any mistakes with glitter. So definitely practice. This is like my savior. If I know I messed up, I'll put the glitter on there. Or sometimes even if I didn't mess up, the glitter just takes it to another level, but it also corrects any mistakes that you made. So I'm just going to apply that gold glitter all the way through. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take my favorite liquid liner by MAC, and I'm going to go ahead and do my wing. This is going to be a pretty long wing. If you guys want a wing liner video as well, please let me know. My way of doing my wing liner makes my life so much easier. All right, so I have applied my 25mm lashes off camera, and I love these lashes. They're so big, so dramatic. I'm never getting rid of these lashes. I'm wearing these lashes till I'm an old lady. So I'm taking my foundation. This is Too Faced Born This Way foundation, and I believe that it's Chestnet. And this is the way that I've been applying my foundation. I've been taking it and putting dots all over my face. I actually like it this way. I like applying it that way. I don't know, I just feel like it gives me more of a coverage, and I'm not wasting too much product versus putting it on the brush or putting it on my hand and dipping it in. I feel like I have more control when I distribute it with my finger. So I'm taking that brush that I told you guys about. This is my foundation brush. And I am buffing that in the skin in circular motions. I'm not putting any on my forehead. I always leave my forehead out. I'll use the remainder that's on the brush to do my forehead. Next, I'm taking the concealer. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Full Coverage Concealer that I love. This is in 390, and I'm applying this to my highlighted areas, which is the under eye, top of the lip, chin, and down the bridge of my nose. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and take my beauty blender. I prefer using a wet, damp beauty blender, not drenching wet, but damp. This is like not wet enough for me, but the look still came out good. But going forward, I will make sure that my beauty blender is damp. I'm also going here and taking my Juvia's Place Stick Foundation. I don't know what color this is. I have to check and see, but I'm putting that in my contoured areas. And I'm going to blend that later on. But what I was saying about the beauty blender is I prefer a really, like, to use it the way that it's supposed to. It's supposed to put water on it, squeeze all the water out, and the beauty blender expands. It gives you a better coverage. It does what it's supposed to do when you do it like that. So going forward, I'll make sure that I would do that because I definitely noticed a difference in my application. So I'm just taking that blender and I'm buffing it in the skin, blending it in the skin. It also makes your life easier when you're trying to blend. So that's what I'm doing here. And with this, I am very careful. I make sure that I blend it so good, and I'm keeping such a good eye on it. And I keep my face pulled down, and then I apply my setting powder. This is the Laura Mercier loose setting powder in honey, and I like to set it immediately. Once I finish blending it and getting it where I want, I immediately set it with the powder because I don't want any creases. I'm kind of OCD about my foundation application, how I do it, because I don't want any creases. Creases make me angry. So I'm taking my brush and I'm just blending out this concealer, this foundation, this contour foundation that I used. I'm blending that out with a brush. This is like a flat, I'm sorry, you guys, I have the hiccups. This is a tapered brush. And I'm just blending everything out here. Be quiet. What are you meowing for? Come here. Next, I'm just taking a all over powder brush, and I am literally buffing everything out. All of those powders, all of everything. I'm dusting the powder from underneath my eyes. I'm dusting everything, but as I'm dusting, I'm setting at the same time. So the excess powder that was on my face from the chin, from the upper lip, from the under eye, I'm dusting it away, but I'm also dusting it on my face as well, and also setting it at the same time. Does that make sense? That's what I'm doing here. And I'm also taking my contour powder and contouring in the contour area. So I'm dusting this powder off, but it's still getting everywhere on the face, if that makes sense. Next, I'm going to go ahead and define my face a little bit more. And I'm taking my loose powder and I am applying that in this area to make my contour pop out a lot more and just define my face. let that sit for a little bit, and I'm still just blending and buffing away. Next, I'm going to go ahead and define my nose contour. I feel like with my nose contour, I really need to just sit down and pay attention to what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, because I feel like sometimes my nose contour comes out exactly how I want it to come out, and then sometimes I look at it and I'm like, I mean, this will do, but this is not how I wanted it. You know what I mean? So I need to really just sit down and just figure out a technique of how I want to do it every single time, because I feel like I do it differently every time. Now I'm just taking more powder just to define my nose. You need to get your son. He wants you. Next, I'm just dusting everything away. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take this Juvia's Place palette that I love. In this palette, there is a beautiful color that I use as my contour, and it is so pretty. It acts as my contour and it acts as my blush. So this is a very, very beautiful color. I would get the palette just for this color. Next, when your face is looking a little bit powdery, this is where you want to go in and do your setting spray. This takes any ash away. I use a lot of powder, so this definitely helps me with removing any ash, and it just makes your face look like skin now, and it brings everything all in. As you can see, it just literally, I mean, I can't live my life without setting spray. I can't. And that setting spray is the Luminous Setting Spray by Morphe. Next, I'm taking my eyeliner, my favorite eyeliner from MAC, and this is in Feline. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my highlight. This is a Juvia's Place highlighter that I'm using. I love to apply that with a fluffy blending brush to my cheeks, the top of my lip, my chin, and my nose. More spray. Can't get enough of the spray. I know, I go overboard with the spray, you guys, but I love it. I just love looking dewy, and I love looking beautiful. Next, I'm taking the same colors that I applied on the eyeshadow. I'm putting that on the lower portion, my lower eyes. I don't know what to call that, under eyes. Next, I'm taking my lip pencil in Chestnet. Chestnet is my favorite lip liner. One of my favorite lip liners. I feel like I only need 2 lip liners, the Chestnut and the Night Mall from MAC, and I don't need anything else. And this is my MAC lip gloss. It has some shimmer to it. It's one of my favorites. But you have to stock up on these because they discontinue these. I don't know why, but I don't know. I just feel like MAC just be discontinuing stuff for no reason. So that's it, you guys. All right, you guys, so this is the look. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Take your time, practice. This is the perfect look coming into the spring and the summer season. I'm so excited to have so many exciting videos to film for you guys today. We're going to be doing lookbooks, we're going to be doing hauls, clothing hauls, all types of stuff. So I'm excited. But yes, you guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.